Okay, now I have some audio. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I've been all sorts of technical problems lately. Plus starting a bit late tonight, but that seems to be functioning. If you could let me know in the chat if you can hear me, that'd be great. Alright, let's get things moving. There we go. Oop, I don't even have my lights on. Let's, there we go. There's some light. Okay, hope everyone is keeping warm. It is freezing down here in Melbourne, Australia tonight. So cool, just getting all my windows set up. So I'm trying to get my view for the YouTube so I can see what's going on. Let's make sure that I don't multicast my audio. There we go. I think we're running. Cool. So I think we're good. So hello Nemesis. See you in the chat with your foam finger. Alrighty. Cool. I think we're good. Our bit rate seems good. Things seem to be functional. Okay, great. All my extensions are out of date, so let's quickly throw some extension updates through. Alrighty. So what are we doing tonight? Tonight we are going to do some TypeScript. Want to get a bit better at doing some of this front end stuff. It's something that I haven't done a ton of, and it's certainly an area I feel like I do need to learn it more. So rather than just straight JavaScript tonight, we're going to do some TypeScript. I have an idea of a little project I want to do, but first I think we should set ourselves up with a dev container. So we'll do dev container. Let's say give me a new dev container. And let's get this running on TypeScript. We will grab this one here from the dev containers approved repo. And I'm just going to call it, we'll call it TypeScript node for now. Go create me a dev container. Oh, did you notice? Okay. So hopefully everyone else's week has started right. It's been a pretty busy week for me already. I've found a lot of stuff on, but looking forward to getting into some coding. I haven't done any coding this week, which would be good to get into today. Alright, let's see if this dev container is going to set itself up for us. Would be nice. I'm not sure why we're trying to open all of these things. There should be nothing inside this dev container. I'll find it. Okay, what are we doing? Dev container. We are pulling from Microsoft. Cool. Just being a bit slow today. Cold. I think cold's starting to get to me. It's going to be very, very cold tonight. Minus 4 degrees Celsius out where I am. I believe it's going to get to tonight. So definitely try and keep warm. Some CLI work, installing Node, installing Git, installing everything. Positive. container. Because once these are downloaded, they will be much faster. I haven't done any dev container stuff in a bit, so I think I cleared my cache. So it has to re-download a bunch of stuff because I need to reclaim some hard drive space. A lot of retrying. Not sure why this deputy is having some real trouble struggling to get going tonight. Is what it is. Cool. Just got a rough idea of what I want to try and get done tonight, at least at a high level. So I've been playing a lot of idle games lately, kind of clicker type. You click on something and it makes a number go up, and then eventually that number goes up enough that you can click on other things to make that number go up automatically, things like that. So I'm going to have a look and see how we could possibly use TypeScript to make something like that. Alright. Bitrate's still okay. Seems to be alright. I don't think I'm dropping frames. My net seems to be struggling a little bit tonight. I did have some issues with multicasting before. Didn't want to cast to YouTube at the same time. Don't know if I've got a general issue netwise or not, but I think I might be buffering on a few things. Test off my phone. See what's going on. No. I'm doing speed test. Telling me I'm getting some dropped frames now. Frame 9. So there. Yeah, net connection tonight seems pretty. Interesting. Having all sorts of issues tonight. Signing on to things. Alright. Are we running? Okay, yes. I don't know if we're running on other things. I think we are. Seem to be running okay on YouTube. That's probably. I think we're running on Twitch now. Seems to be okay. Yeah, I'm seeing things running again. Okay. I think we're going smoothly again. Not sure. Having some internet issues, I think, tonight. Getting some drop frames, things like that. Not sure really what's going on, but we'll do the best we can, and let's keep going. So we've got our dev container up and running. So no TypeScript. We have a dependabot set up, so that's all good. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do now is, I don't know if Copilot is working. I'm not sure if it is. No, it looks like it's not. So I'm going to ask it to do a re-sign in. Because it seems to have dropped. Yeah, please sign in to use Copilot. Yes. I'd like to. Okay, sign in to kick off, please. Yes, I know that I am not currently. It's not doing that. Can I please sign in? No, apparently not. Okay. Let's just maybe reload. See if we can reload things. Alright, there we go. That looks a lot better. Cool. Alright, so first things first, I want to do some stuff with TypeScript. So, what we're going to ask is, so, yeah, is that text. I want to try and do something pretty lightweight. Now, it's recommending Preact. Okay. So, don't know about Preact. I'm not asking about that. Should have been more cleared. The other to Preact. So there's a full this is where I can't wait till we can get the ability to have Copilot search the web, so I could actually ask about a few more kind of newer frameworks. So let's try Inferno. I haven't seen Inferno. So what is Inferno? And while it does that, I'm going to go look at Edge and see what it is from Edge point of view. Inferno.js. Okay. Well, I guess this so differences from React and Preact seems to be pretty good. Let's go have a quick look at the GitHub page. Still seems fairly active. December, an update in 6 months. Well, let's have a look at it. See what it is. It's all about learning, so let's see how we go. Okay. So I'm giving you context of what we're trying to build, see if it can help me along with that journey. Okay, let's keep this as an option. So what we want to do is we want to do npm install save Inferno create. Guessing that's going to say element. Yep, and Inferno scripts. See how that goes. And just thinking about it. So this kind of application is pretty simple, but I think it's a good example of multiple different programming kind of methodologies in how you would accomplish this, because you're going to have a UI that needs to be reactive, but you're also going to maybe listen to events, so you might do some event modeling. You could be doing some streaming, you could, with some data going back and forth from the server. You might need to save state if you want to save how the application runs. I've seen a few of them where you save kind of the state out of the application locally, or other ones which you might have a server which saves the state. So there's a few different things there. So just going ahead and install that. Just thinking maybe I should make a tool that monitors my network connection as well. It seems like my network is really struggling today. just seems super lined when I'm trying to monitor it. Oh, here we go. Oof, there's a lot of depreciated warnings. That's not good. Nothing seems too terrible, but let's see. So, alright. Okay, so we've added this in, and then it says create ourselves a new index.js file. So let's do that. So this is doing that. I'm going to ask it. We can do this with TypeScript. Okay, so let's try that. So I don't really want to do it straight. Because I want to learn TypeScript here, not just straight JavaScript. Okay. So we need to grab this npm install to go get types. So let's do that. That's fine, and then it says create a new, so set that to a new file. We'll save this file as tsconfig. So that's a TypeScript config file. And then we'll create this into a new file, which will be our save index.tsx. Okay, now it's complaining that we don't have this, so let's do install component. See if we're missing that. Okay, so we installed that. That was resolved that issue. And still can't find name React. I don't think we're looking for React, are we? And it says npx no, that didn't work. Okay. Ugh. That does not seem to have worked at all. Okay. I think let's try it. Let's try again. That doesn't look like that's doing what I want to do so much, and I think we might be making a mess of this. So let's clean up. Let's just clean up. And let's try again. Okay, rather than rely on Copilot's level 6, I think Copilot's a bit out of date. Let's go do a bit more research on our own. Let's maybe not do Inferno. so this is Fast UI, which is a Python. Fancy? Yeah, it's Python, isn't it? Yeah. So we don't want to do Python. We want to be doing TypeScript. So look at this one. So this gives us a list. These awesome these awesome frameworks tend to be really good to give you ideas of things to use. Okay. So, clicking using TypeScript Express. Is this maybe what we want? I don't want to be making APIs, I actually want a UI. Maybe what we need to just do Next.js. Yeah, let's just do Next.js. Just create a simple app with Next.js. I think that's going to be the best way to start. So let's start with this, and that way we'll just get through it. So what are we going to call the app? So the app is going to be called Alright. So it can't contain capital letters, but there we go. And we like to use TypeScript. Yes, use ESLint. Sure, use that. Yeah, let's use the source directory. Sure, we can use that. No, we don't want to do that. Cool. Let's go from there. Alrighty. So let's do its thing. Doing the installations. Cool. Alright, so still getting some depreciation issues, but that's fine. Cool. So there we go. So we've gone ahead and we've created this. Do we have it? Yeah, we have git ignore. We have all the things we need. Good. Cool. And we have a little readme here too. So it's telling us how we can set up the development service. So we can do npm run dev. And that will run on port 3000. So we come here and we go local host 3000. There we go. We've got a basic page, and it says get started by editing the source app page dot. So page, and this will be that main page. Cool. Alright, so let's do this. Got some warnings and issues here. depreciation warning. The honeycode module is depreciated. Use a userland alternative instead. Not sure. And then it says load an ES module, set type module package. Don't quite know. Don't know enough about that, but I'm sure we will try and learn as we go. Okay, cool. So, have our page, we have our layout. So, the first thing we want to do is create first thing we want to do is clear out all this, so we have an empty page. Okay, cool. So should just be able to redo that, and then we reload this, and we'll have a blank page. Great. Okay. If we do div, and then we say class, and let's do flex. Centered. Let's find out if that in fact is centered. Well, it's centered in that page. That's fine. Okay. Let's maybe do button and say here. Button, it has no style, so what can we do with that? Don't know. So we're using we're using Tailwind, so let's see if I can style okay, so let's grab this is the styling, copy. Now this command that you have command the class names, so if we go boom, that, and then we hit them. There we go, we have a button. Cool. So, what I want to do now is I want to render something above. So this is the function. Oh, okay. So, this is maybe where we should put some logic. And we can say bar count to 0. And we can do a function, just click. Can we do an if in here? Is that going to work? Do I need to do something? Alright, let's say okay, let's go off that. doing a bunch of stuff that I'm not really sure is relevant for me at the moment, so let's just, so if we do this, and we say count 0, and then we pop that, so that becomes a code block, I guess. Okay, and then we need to actually do, so on the button, you put an on click, and then alright, so it's telling me I need, how's it, if you need to consider converting this part to a client component. Okay. So if we import state React, and then so let's try and do what it's suggesting here. So do that const, and then function. Okay, I still fail to compile. Still fail to compile. Okay, so I'm still having an issue with this is still being set. Importing a component that you need to use state. It only works in a client component. Okay. Client component. How do I do that? Okay, so this is telling us that we have to use dynamic, so import dynamic from next dynamic, okay. Then we would say, is that what I want to do? Okay, I don't think that helped me so much. How would I do that with the current page? Doesn't help me. Okay. It doesn't quite help me here. So let's have a think about it. Okay. So wonder if instead of so let's get rid of this and get rid of this. So we just not going to import state either. This should just be giving us blank script. Okay. Create a new component. So I want to create a new component. Okay, it's not helping put this in the same app folder or put this in a components folder? Trying to figure out the structure here. Okay, so it's giving me a bit of a different structure. So what it's saying is that my app pages components from using the source directory app. So what I should then have is pages and components here. Did I spell components right? I'm not sure. Components, maybe. Okay. So we have the main page here. That's fine. So let's make ourselves a new component, and we'll call this we'll use all lowercase. Actually, I think it likes dashes. No, we'll use capital here. Okay. So we want this to be a client-side component. So we want to import dynamic from there, const, click a button, export default function. Okay, so I don't think okay, so that's okay. So then how would I reference that here? Okay. Would I do an import the button from there? Let's say import client side pages, which is not what we want. Okay. I'm not really understanding what we're attempting to do here. Okay, what is this? Let's do it like this instead. Alright, so we have clicked from that. Okay. So now we should have a button again. Alright, cool. So then here I should be able to we should say on click and we'll click. Okay, Now it's saying if you need interactivity, considering converting part of this to a client component. So if we say Next.js a client, so it looks like Copilot's not really helpful. So do I just put use client? Is that it? Okay, apparently that was it. So now, is that function actually being called? So some develop tools, console. Here we're getting console one. All right. And then if we do here, we go count to 0. Now it doesn't like calculate apply to type. Okay, how am I? Okay. I want something to do with count. Okay. So we have count. So we're saying we want count greater than 0. The operator cannot be applied to types. Okay. Interesting. How do I do that then? See, it's telling me that that should be okay, but we know that's not okay. So now they're even telling me that. Yes, something terrible's going on there, but maybe it's not wrapping in a div. Literally that. Okay, so literally because it wasn't in a div, it wasn't able to then render that out. Okay, cool. So now if we go back here. So you got the, but you're not seeing. Oops. Didn't want to do that. see if there's a style I need to add in here. Okay, so I'm gonna do this because currently we're not re-rendering. Okay, that makes sense. So import use state from React. Okay, and now we're going to do a const count set count. There, okay, and then do class name equals text new 100. Okay, there we go. So do to center items, see that, no, nested, so I want them above and beyond that. So did that do what I wanted? No. Okay, why did that not do what I wanted? Oh, CSS and okay. Let's grab that and see if that fixes what we broke. There we go. Right. And then if I want to add another one in, I say, and then we go and add we'll say now I wonder if I could send parameters through on the on click. So if I want to handle click, I wanted so it's name, that's it. And so then this would need to be something like this. And we say on, no, not play on click. Okay. So then at the moment it should be fine. Then we click this 100 times. Maybe I should make it 10 times so it'll be faster. Okay. And now if we... Okay, cool. So, I'm going to add in a new constant called auto-clickers. I think maybe it needs to be const count. And you can set that to use state as well. Okay. So now we should be able to do, can we do a switch? Name. Okay, cool. Do that. Okay, so now we should have that one there. Okay. Okay, so now I'll change this to 10 just so it's faster. 10, so 10. Okay. Now, what I want to do is have another function. Click now. I want to be able to do this on a timer. So I'm going to build in a timer here. You can say each auto clicker clicks once per second. So I'll say interval ms, just so it's clear what it is. Now, okay, is the how do I create set a timer that fires on an interval? So set interval is the function, okay. Set interval. And then so we'll set it for that. Okay, so to, so that may not trigger. No, that won't trigger. So we don't want to do the set count. We want to say handle click base. So let's redo that. Okay, so that's not doing what I want. Let's go check. So may need some way to get it. So that handle click doesn't work with that function anyway. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go back to this. To the page. Right. So it says maybe do a use effect instead. Okay, maybe I can refactor this to do just a use effect anyway. So if we do import, use for importing from React, so if I just use effect here, do is say number 1. Okay. Just gonna preemptively react with that, do that. Okay, so on here we got use effect. So let me set interval and okay. So what we want to do here is we want to then handle click based on the auto clickers, and we want to do that every 1 second. Okay. So then this should, so let's try it. being a loop and it's resetting. How do I get a valid system page reload? Okay, so what are we doing here? So we're doing use state. So use state. It's what? Local storage is equal to local storage get count of 0, and then we do the same here. Equals 0. And we go set some use effect storage still set item count up to string. Alright. Still doesn't like something. Did I need to import? Saying local storage is not defined. So that's when I've got to add in. Not particularly helpful. Let's ask this. Let's use local storage. Doing the use effect. Use effect is not helping me here. So we'll do an if. Okay, so we're going to do a so use effect here if type of window not equal undefined, then go ahead and do telling me that the local storage is undefined, but I still, so I need to do this here as well. Something is unhappy. What have I done? What have I done? Alright, this is compiled. There we go, and it's incrementing. And if it's going to increase. So we're doing a 1 second refresh, which is fine. I don't think we need to go too heavy into it. But let's go and add another layer to this. So let's copy this one. And then so I want to say auto clicker. Super into it. There we go. There we go. And then we'll just grab this effect. Now it's got to be a better way of doing this if we wanted to create giving me an issue here. That hook use effect is missing a dependency. No. Why are you telling me that you're missing a dependency? There we go. think I messed something up there. Ooh, that's gonna get out of hand pretty quickly. Let's just stop that before that gets wildly out of hand. What happened there? Ah. That happened. Okay. Let's restart that. That was gonna get out of hand real quick. It still is getting out of hand real quick. Interesting. Now we have an error. The initial UI does not match what's in the screen. And now we've got all sorts of problems. So, how do I then clear the local function reset? Let's add that as this to be red. There we go. Reset. Cool. Alright, so now we do a click. And then we get to this part. Now I say auto click. Now that's going to start implementing that one. Interesting. So that's going to increase by the amount of times that was clicked. Alright, and now we're getting that proper. This one's clicking this one, just clicking this one. So, at some point we're going to have to deal with here the numbers getting really large. So that's where it's going to be focused. If I keep going this. Also interesting, as I'm clicking, that's not updating. Seems like the click kind of holds. Interesting. So we're in the handle click. It seems to pause this interval from happening. Because this is taking, this function is doing its thing. And while I'm doing that, while I'm manually interacting here, it can't do that. Okay. Alright. So that's doing its thing. Reset, we can restart. Okay. So there we go. That's kind of how we do that cycle. So, yeah, interesting. And then, so that'll do that. And then I guess what you could do is you could say that you could add a cost to it and say, okay, you can only, so each button you click, you earn 0.01 cent, something like that. So let's quickly try and implement that. I wonder if I can't do two intervals. Interesting question. So we want to again set another const money, and then we want to again do this local state, and then you do this user fact. Interval. I'll set the interval, and so money is equal. So money plus so count multiplied by 0.01. Second, and then we return the interval, and then okay. So then that number is based on that. Cool. And then what I want to do is it's 10, 11. To say so I want to disable the button. That on say disable equals money less than 10. And say that. So then when I click on that one, I want to say 20 minus 10, so I need to do the set. Okay. than equals. No, sorry, it's less than checking is it disabled. Okay. Like, kind of, if it's disabled, it should be a different color. There you go, and so it did set the money down. Okay, cool. Can I set it to be a different color if disabled? This here to set. So let's just grab that whole class name. So I think that's going to be useful. Let's just kind of. Now it's grey because we've got this, and then as that ticks up, you can see that's there. Yeah, I can see that's not the best now. It doesn't look very clean, does it? Kind of, yeah, you're having a ternary in here. Yeah, I'm very new to TypeScript React, so I'm trying to learn by implementing a kind of clicker game, but yeah, it would be nice if you could set, I guess setting a class based off a value here instead might make more sense. So if one is this, then button enabled or button disabled, and then have all of this stored within the CSS class or something might make more sense, but I guess that's something to look at another day, because I'm actually about to kind of wrap up, so I don't know if there's a clean away. JavaScript don't have if-based. Yeah, I did notice. I did try and do an if-based expression earlier, and it was just like no. So, but yeah, no, it's interesting. But it seems like my little game's working. It'll be interesting to see what happens when I hit. Actually, I don't know. That's a good question. What is the maximum values? Because I'm just using number. What's the max value of number? Don't know what that max value is. Maximum safe integer. Okay, that's so there's a safe value and then an absolute value. But I'm sure, like again, there's lots of these idle kind of clicker games around. I'm sure they use a smarter way of storing their value. Yeah, that looks like. So that's a. So it's doing a 2 to 53, though it's 10 to the 30. Yeah, I mean it could be a 64-bit default. But yeah, I think there's going to be, for this kind of application, there's going to be a smarter way of storing those kind of large numbers. Especially if you want to get really crazy with it and you're going to like something trillion, billion, septuple type thing, which you see these games going to go to. There we go, hit my 1,000, I can now buy my auto clicker. So now, and then I can do it. Actually, that's interesting, I've missed something there, haven't I? I didn't do... didn't do the money. I'm sure there's a better way to do this too. I wonder if there's like a class, object-oriented way of doing it. I can set a class for this and then instantiate classes. Again, or I'm bringing the wrong type of thinking to this UI. I'm bringing my .NET thinking in here. But maybe there's a way of doing that. But now if I do it, now I do that. Cool. So let's see if that money values start to climb. I can still do these ones as well. It's manually. It is interesting though, is like if I click, it doesn't iterate through the other use effects. It seems like when I'm inside this function here, the use effect doesn't go in there. Kind of like this is blocking. Yeah, functional, it's a good point. Functional's not something I've done a lot with, but I can definitely see how you do that. I guess in this kind of case, what you might do, like this is all running on the client kind of thing. You might be more inclined to run this server side, so then you'd be doing more of an API type thing, and then you could do that. Okay, usually avoid the use effects here. Yeah, I need to understand a bit more of how use effect works, what it's actually doing, rather than just because I've got some states here and I've got a use effect here. I've got quite a few use effects, so I should really understand what they're doing, if they're blocking, if they're non-blocking, things like that. So, but gives me a good list of things to start learning, which is good, which is always the point of this, is to figure out what to learn. Yeah, so if holding state on the server might make more sense if going bigger with it, but I mean, for this case, for this simple example, it's fine. But if you're doing something where you want to host this and have multiple, say, players or something, definitely hosting it on a server. I mean, apart from the obvious, you don't want to host it in local and then have someone go and update their local, go and find where it is and update the values. It would kind of be against the intent here. You can see that's now scaling pretty fast. there's been interesting experiment with learning kind of how to do this. But yeah, I definitely think I'm going to read up on what UseEffect is actually doing. So I'm actually going to read this documentation on what it's actually doing behind the scenes to understand why if it could be blocking. It feels like it's blocking. If I'm hitting handle click and then this is not firing, that feels like that. And technically, I mean, we're running this locally, so we should be able to store some things within the server as well. I mean, this is all use client, so maybe working out how it can be stored server side in this way rather than going a full API. Ooh, Java, yeah. Java's a challenge. I did Java a long time back, and I found most Java code bases to be pretty heavy, especially if you're doing enterprise kind of Java. Not enterprise Java is, yeah, no, thank you. I primarily do a lot of .NET. I'm primarily the Microsoft ecosystem, so hence TypeScript is the thing that I want to be more across. But yeah, .NET is my kind of bread and butter development language, though I'm actually a platform engineer, DevOps consultant by trade, so I don't do all of this stuff day to day anymore. I mainly do CI/CD pipelines, deployments, cloud-based stuff in Azure. But I really like development, and I want to use all those skills to help developers, so I need to understand what it is developers are working on and how they're working, so that we can improve that. Because there's nothing worse than a person building pipelines to build your software and they have no idea how your software even functions. At least that's my opinion. Oh, okay, we've met Advanced. Okay. Cool. Yeah, sorry, don't know the username, but that's alright. Cool. Hopefully things are going well over there. I'm settling into my new place now, so which is good. But yeah, lots of interesting things going on. Well, I also find this interesting where I have to check, make sure the window type is not undefined before calling local storage versus defining local storage earlier, maybe on page load. It's a bit weird, but yeah, if that's the way we want to do it, there's lots of things to learn here on how this functions. Cool. Alright, well, I'm gonna wrap up for the evening, but I just think before I do, I should spruik a thing that I'm doing. And just go to okay. That's all good. Thank you, but yeah, just I'll spruik this quickly. So there's a new meetup that I'm going to be running, the Melbourne GitHub user group. That's me. We've got our first event coming up next week, so if anyone is Melbourne based and they're interested in GitHub and GitHub's technologies, jump on the meetup. I'll throw this into the respective chats. So we go in there and in here. Doesn't want to work on that one. Let's try on the other window. But yeah, so running that meetup next week. So if anyone is interested, please sign up. It should be a really good event. Got some really cool first speakers lined up for the first event. Alrighty, well, I'm going to call it there. So I hope everyone has a great rest of the evening and has a great rest of their week. I'll be hopefully, fingers crossed, back online Thursday. I'll eventually continue this. There's a few things I want to learn in this kind of React ecosystem. Let's see, it's still running. Yeah, so close it. No, there it is, still running. Still ticking across. But yeah, I'll keep playing with this. Got some ideas on it, but I think it's a really good way of learning this kind of front end stuff. Cool. Alright, well, I will catch you all next time.